Okay, so what I want to do is create this price component so it renders the UI the way it does here on the Amazon website. So if I go into my code here, so where I am rendering the product, I then get access to the price. So if I do a p tag first of all and render the price to see how it looks initially and go into my code, as you can see here, the styling is not correct. What we want to do is we want to have this rendering as a smaller amount, and then this will be the larger amount. So if we create a price component, and what I'm going to do is in this component pass in the price as a prop. So I'm going to name this one item price, which is equal to the price. Then now what we need to do is create this component. So in my components folder, create a new component in here named price, and this will have an index.tsx and also a styled.ts. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in the code I have and explain it. So for my index, I'm just going to paste in the price and also bring in its styles. And then in my product, I just want to control space and import the price in as well. So now if I save all, we can see the styling has amended itself and it is working similar to how we have it on the final build. If I go into my styles here, essentially what I'm doing is I'm getting the item price, which is a number. So in my price component, I've created a function which says handle price, and then in my return, I'm passing in the price container, and inside I can call the function like so. So it's just another way of handling a functional component. In here, what I am doing is first of all, I am converting my price or number to a string. So here I am converting my price to a string. So if we go on inspect and click console, I want to first of all console log this. So console log convert to string. So as you can see, everything is converting to a string. Then we want to bring this down, and then we want to convert everything to an array. As you can see, everything is converted into an array now. And then if we go here, we want to get the pounds amount. So the way we do that is we get all of the arrays and we slice them. So from 0, we want to -2. We know that the pence amount will always be 2, so we are minusing that. So we are getting the pounds amount with the decimal point, as you can see. Then we are joining them together. So 189 dot. So the pounds amount now we can render in a span, as you can see here, in a larger amount, and then the pence amount we are getting here. So the pence amount, if we console log this, is essentially the last two items in the array. So splice it, convert to array.length -2, and then we're just joining them together like so. And then what we're doing in the return block is we are rendering it out. So the larger one is the pounds, and then the pence amount is the shorter amount here. So there are other libraries that you could use, but it was just a way to show you a bit of JavaScript that we can handle ourselves rather than importing an external library. So now that we are rendering the price component, we just need to do the same for the rating. So I'm just going to create a rating component now. So this will show the number of stars that the product has. And what we want to do is we are getting access to the rating as props in here. So I'm just going to call the prop name rating number is equal to the rating itself. And now we just need to create that component. So in my components folder, create a rating folder. And in here, we're going to have an index.tsx and RAFCE of rating, like so. This then takes in the rating number, which will be a number. So I'm just going to name this rating props for the type. And we just need to create the type or the interface now, which is the rating number is a number. And then we just need to close that off like so. In my product, I need to do control space and import the rating in. And now if I save all, as you can see, the rating is rendering. So what we now need to do is go into our rating component, and the number in here, we want to console log that number. And now if I save and inspect my browser, you can see here the rating is being passed in. So it's 4535. So for each number that we get in, we want to render the amount of stars as per that number. So first of all, for each store, we want to create a container so that for each store we have a display of flex and align items of center. So the rating component needs a style.ts file. So styled.ts like so, import styled from style components, and then we want to paste in the container that we have. So it's a display flex and align items of center. So now if I paste this in, so what I now want to do is import the store icon from Material UI instead of the rating and render that out instead to see if everything's working. So if I save all, and you can see a store is rendering. So now we need to render that store the amount of times it is coming from the rating number. So we just need to do a bit of JavaScript in here. So we need to create an array first of all. So an array that contains the rating number. So this is the length that we have. So it will be 4, 5, and so on, whatever we're receiving from the props. Dot fill, and essentially we want to fill this array with the store icon, like so. If I delete this one, and I'm also going to give this store icon a class name of product double underscore store. So this product store will change the background color, so the color of the icon and the size. So if I now save, first of all, as you can see here, we're rendering 4 icons. So now, as you can see, the stores are rendering. So it's just a case of doing a bit of JavaScript and rendering out the amount of stores based on the rating number. So now that the products are rendering on the page, what we now want to do is we want to fetch the product from our Graph CMS and fetch them using GraphQL, and we will do that next.